Welcome to the Become Sensible podcast, where we discuss practical accounting, finance, and tax for everyday business. I'm your host, Fiona, and I'm here to show you that no matter what your business financial situation is, you can change it. Good morning, and thank you so much for tuning in to Become Sensible. I'm Fiona, and today we talk about an exciting topic that is what is the difference between a financial budgets and a rolling forecasting in your business. And I know as business owners, there's so many things people talk about like financing, but I think both budgets and rolling forecasts should be a part of your financial toolkits. And a couple days ago, my clients is like, Fiona, we are prepared to rolling into the last quarter of the year, and we start to need to be like prepared for next year budgeting. And so the budget concept apply coming up in our conversation, and I say, okay, it will be like super helpful to help you to understand the difference between the budgets and the rolling forecast, and hopefully it will help you to prepare for your budgets and forecast moving forward. So let's dive into budgets. So budgets is, and if you listen to my previous podcast, I did deep dive into the budgets concept and how to do the budgeting, but I want to like briefly mention about it. Budgeting is basically a plan for your business in terms of revenue and expense. And normally people do this for like a whole year, like annual, and they prepare in the last quarter of this year for the upcoming year budgets. And of course, a part of the budgeting is has the assumption in terms of revenue and the spend, whereas payroll change or anything that you want to change in terms of spend, and then the assumption in terms of the revenue side of it, whether your sale will grow this way and what will the driver for this change and these new budgets that you put it for. So, but then budgets is a status document. It's mean like after you set it and you review your team review and they all agree together and you approve it. If you have a big team, need to go through the process of budgeting approval process. But if you have a smaller team and you the owners, you and the CFO or you or the finance team make the decision on it and agree together, that budgets stay constant. You basically can't change the budget after it's approved. And so one of the different factor of the budgets is number one, start normally beginning of the year and it's for annual. If you prepare the budgets for a specific project, it needs to be rolling into the annual budgets for the whole company, for the whole business. Number three, budgets the guidance for your spending and revenue. It's after it approved, it doesn't change anymore. It will not change anymore. But it doesn't mean that budgets will reflect the actual number. Actual number is when you actually run the business and the number coming in from sale, from its spend. That's the actual number. Budgets is something that you set for as the guidance for your business. And budgets also was built based on historical data, at least for the profit and loss. Like for example, like this year, when you start prepare for 2024 budgets, you have a historical data of 2023 or 2022. How is your revenue? How's your sale? How your spend? How all of these part of your business look like in the back. We need the historical data because it's how things were performed. And that is a real number. And from there, we like change, maybe like you say, it will be like the revenue, the sale will be increased 30% on this new product line, a new service that you coming out. And what's the factor affect it? But it's just all need to start from a very common thing that is the historical data. And one of them is the profit and loss. And number six, the budgets help you to like identify what is the plan and what's it actually. And you need to do this variant analysis every single month, at least every single month. That's compare what is your budget for that month and what actually is happening and why is the reason why it's changed, what is going on, whether that is the sales team or is this the marketing, what is actually drive that variance in your business. And it's very important to understand the cause and effect and the result of that situation. Now we talk about what is the rolling forecasting. So rolling forecasting is more live document. It's mean like you update it every month, you change the number at least every month, quarterly, half of the years, and for the year. And rolling forecasting is like it's most recent data. It's happening. Like for example, like you say, okay, from January to September, that's is actual number profit and loss, and then from based on this actual number you forecast into the next 3 months how it will look like in terms of the performance. That is will be like forecast the whole entire year based on the 9 months of what is happening on the markets. For example, let's give a practical example to like illustrate this point. Like for example, you say like beginning of the year when you do budgeting, you say okay, target is like increase the revenue 50%. You say that is will be because you will launch this product. This is your strategy to the market and we will perform based on this market research, this factor. You build that budget. That is fine. But then during the years, because the product launch were late, the campaign for launchings were not put together at the right time. So now is the number is not that target revenue anymore. You need to adjust your forecasting based on what is happening in terms of your product launch, your logistics, your marketing, and what is happening in the markets and your business at that time. And that is you change your forecasting. Sometimes forecasting can be like increased because it reflects the current data coming in. But sometimes it's like you need to reduce. Like for this example, because it's layer production and launchings and campaign and all that. You say, okay, the revenue of this product will be like, for example, $500,000, for example, it's even numbers so easy to talk. Then that make your revenue is not increase 50%, but maybe it's just increase like 20%. So that is the way that how in real life forecasting different from budgeting. You don't coming back and change your budget at all. Budget is already set for, but you change your forecasting. And I mean, like the rolling forecasting is help you adjust your projection based on the actual number. It give you more information on what is currently happening, and help you to like make the decision on spending, on investment, on strategy, and real time decision making in your business. So then put together budgets and rolling forecast is like a dual tool into your business. One of them is like real looking forward into the future, but there's no like real time data happening. We're not gonna be like able to predict everything will happenings in your business in 2025. So we basically like set the budget that is set the goal for your 2025 number based on like a fair assumption. But when in March next year, you have a 3 month of what is happening in the business and economy, you change and update at that time. And that is will be called rolling forecasting at that time. So you can see like clearly the goal, and then once a week, every single month, you have like the actual profit and loss compared to your budgets. That is where help you to understand your variance analysis. You say, okay, this month we set the budgets for like $100,000 in revenue. I always make even numbers, so it's easy to talk. $100,000 in revenue this month, but in the reality is your business make $85,000 this month. You have the comparison between the budget number and the actual number. You say, okay, what is happening in here? Why is there the gap of 15,000? Maybe your budget was set not reflects like a realistic go, or is this like because the market changes, because your marketing team, because your sales team, because your operation? So like it's helped you to deep dive into the course of it. The good thing if we overcome, like we said 100,000, but we make the 120,000. Also, you need to look at into that variance too, because this help you to understand, okay, what is going on? What drive the success? What is the factor to contribute for that change or that achievement? And then from there, help you to understand, okay, if there's a failures in negative variance, find the cause of it. And then if there is, they overcome over the budget in terms of revenue achievement, what is the factor and the reason is contribute for that result. So that is how you play it in the real time. And then like you, because you run the profit and loss current, like for example the month of August or the last 8 months, you will be like, okay, this is what is happening. It really reflects the change in the markets. Now, what is your forecast for the next 3 months or 4 months? And what is the strategy? For example, if you set the year that your revenue will be like 2 million, but you have the number is coming with like $800,000 in terms of revenue for the last 8 months. So there is a gap of 1.2 millions for the last 4 months of the year. How you actually can manage to deliver it, whether that is too high for in terms of the budgets, whether it's your forecast will change this into like, okay, the whole year maybe just $1.2 million in revenue. That may be like more realistic. And the reason why is this is happening on the markets or something like that. And or you still like want to risk 1.5 or 1.7 million in revenue. What is the strategy in terms of marketing, in terms of sales, in terms of your operation that help you to drive that result? So that's how your forecasting play the role in the whole entire financial decision as is going on in the business. So I think that is the basic difference between budgets and forecasting. And we can talk about like how in real life, like for example, December, you set up the budgeting for the upcoming year, and that is the process that you combine all every department of aspect of your business, the feedback of your team and the markets and everything together to get the profits and loss for the whole entire year, and then monthly revenue and profits based on assumption that would affect your business situation. And that's after you agree on that budget, that become a status budget for the year. Nothing change, don't adjust it. And then during the year, maybe like by March or by April, you start to have a like a real number coming in, and that is where you change your forecasting. Maybe increase your revenue forecasting, increase your profits, or maybe lower than that for you to have effective budgeting and forecasting. When you set the budgets, of course, we all want challenge thing, set like huge goal, audacious goal to like have us like like have a challenge and go for it. But there's part of it need to have a logical in term of it, like base data for you to build a budget. What is the assumption that come with it? What is the factor come with the budget? So need to have a kind of the budgets that realistic, a little bit like realistic, is ambitious, but don't over optimistic in terms of budget. That's your business like from 1 million and you set the budget is 10 millions right away in next year, that can be like quite too optimistic. And if you can find the data and the logical the factor that help you to set it up, that's wonderful. But don't over like set too high income, too ambitious in terms of budgeting, because your entire team will like scared to be like actually going to the process to bring that budget to reality. Because budgets is we set it for, but then there's a ton of actionable plan and then activity and to do and checklist to make that number to become the reality. So set it up in the way that is challenged, is ambitious, but it also there is a part of it based on fact, and make it to be like executing every single day. Because again, goal need to have an action every single day that help you to move forward to that goal. Number two, you need to do the forecasting, rolling forecasting every single month at least. But of course, like in the complex financial situation, people do is every single week because that's faster and easier for them to make like business financial decision. So it's just up to your business situation, but at least needs to do every month and look at the data between the variance analysis between your budget and actual number and the rolling forecast to help you to direct you in terms of like business decision. It's not only clear cut in terms of okay, cut this expense or like we cut this thing. Think about the whole overall of your business strategy too. Sometimes it not could be like doing the same thing the same way or like more effort into it, but sometimes it's like require a new entire like perspective and on the view into the situation. And then don't abandon your original budgets. Even that budgets were like built like 2 hours of the league as something that you feel like is not doable during the year. Don't abandon this, but it's help you if you still continuously to do the variant analysis. It actually help you to understand deeper your market, serving your product, your service, your situation, your business situation. Because if you set this and it's not happening in that level, or is this is over more than that, what is the cause of it? What is solution? What is cause effect? What is the different way that you look at into the situation? I know it seems to be abstract in the way that, but in real life that's happen all the time. Like we set the budgets, we run we for this product, new products coming or this new offering coming to the markets because you think that that is what it will be like for the market needs. But when you actually going to do is you see that okay, this is what the feedback from the markets and this is what I need to change. And finally, anytime you do budgets and forecasts involve the people actually in the process of like talk to the customer, talk to the clients. The people on your team actually involved into like have a real information from the market. Sometimes you as the business owner, you don't talk to client every single day. Or you don't talk to your customer every single day. That is why some of your people who on the customer service, who on the sales team, they talk to client or customer more often, and they may have a real live information and data that actually super helpful for you. So make sure that you involve these people in the process a bit. So I think that's all for the episode today. Remember that these are the toolkits in a part of your financial toolkits, and use this in a way that is give you the data and the information that help you to make the business financial decision faster and easier. And I hope that this discussion give you clarity in terms of the difference between the budgeting and the forecasting. I hope that is super helpful for you. Thank you so much for your time today. See you in the next episode.